Hello everyone, I'm Nini. Today's story is about my adopted sister. The moment I met her, my life changed. In an open box, there were babies, abandoned, crying. Among them was a tiny albino baby, her white skin glowing in the dark. As people passed by, they picked up the other babies, but no one seemed to notice her. When Mom passed by, she saw the baby, and with a look of sympathy, she picked her up. Mom brought the baby home, and when I saw her, I was stunned. Mom explained through tears, saying she couldn't just leave the baby behind. She set up a crib for the albino baby, named her Rosie, and took care of her like she was one of us. I tried to get Mom to read a bedtime story, but Mom didn't have time for me. I felt a pang in my chest as I climbed into bed, feeling more invisible than ever. Later that night, I went to see Rosie. When I reached the crib, she woke up and cried loudly. I panicked, picking her up, but I couldn't calm her down. Mom rushed in, snatched her from me, and shoved me aside. She looked at me with frustration and concern, leaving me standing there broken. A few days later, I came home with an A on my test. I proudly showed Mom, hoping for some kind of recognition. But instead, she was too busy feeding my sister, barely looking at my score. I jumped up trying to get her attention, but she just scolded me for not focusing on more important things. One afternoon, Mom decided to take Rosie shopping. She was so careful, making sure Rosie was fully covered, applying sunscreen on her, then getting her into the car. I was left at home, completely shocked. I ran after them, my heart pounding as I rushed to the store. When I finally arrived, I was out of breath, gasping for air. After that, we walked around the store. Rosie and I both found toys we liked. We went to the checkout counter, excited. But when it came time to pay, the cashier said the card didn't have enough money. I watched as Mom thought for a moment, then decided to put my toy aside. I was left standing there, shocked and confused. One day, a boy in school confessed his feelings to me. He handed me a bouquet and a small gift. For the rest of the day, I couldn't help but feel a sense of happiness, walking around with the gift in my hands. But when I came home and saw Rosie, she gave me that look, the one that always made me feel like I was competing. She wanted the gift the boy had given me. I hesitated, but she wasn't going to let it go. Finally, I gave her the teddy bear. When Mom asked about the gift, Rosie quickly jumped in, saying, "Nini bought this for herself." I smiled awkwardly, trying to pretend it didn't bother me. Mom rented a bakery for us to work in together, and it was supposed to be a fun way to spend time. But things quickly went south. Rosie didn't seem to care about the work. She was more interested in playing. I was busy cleaning, and Rosie was leaving dirty footprints everywhere. When I finished cleaning the floor, Rosie walked in, covered in mud, and made an even bigger mess. I snapped at her. Mom came in, saw the mess, and Rosie, still crying, said she didn't feel well. Business was hectic at the bakery that day. I was handling the counter, trying to keep things running smoothly. Rosie came in, hungry and upset. She wanted one of the pastries that had just sold out. When the customer went to the bathroom, Rosie saw an opportunity and grabbed the last pastry. When the customer came back and saw Rosie eating, he got angry. I quickly apologized. One day, Mom rushed in. She told me and Rosie that she needed to go back to the countryside to take care of Grandma, who was sick. When Mom left, Rosie immediately ran into the kitchen to grab some food. I didn't care anymore. I went straight to my room to study, trying to ignore her. But just as I got started, the sound of the speakers blared through the house. I rushed out and found Rosie singing karaoke, completely ignoring everything I had asked her to do. I was furious. I couldn't stand it anymore. I walked into my room, put on my headphones, and tried to block out the noise. Later, Rosie and I went out. As we walked by a store selling stuffed animals, Rosie's eyes lit up. She grabbed my arm, practically dragging me in, demanding that I buy her a teddy bear. I checked my wallet. I didn't have enough money. I smiled weakly and told her I couldn't afford it. Rosie pouted and started crying. I was embarrassed and angry, so I turned and walked out. After a long day, I finally sat down to rest, exhausted. I dozed off on the chair, my eyes closing from the fatigue. I suddenly woke up and saw Rosie sneaking over to the cashier. I ran after her, chasing her down the street. Suddenly, a car sped toward us, and without thinking, I pushed Rosie out of the way, throwing myself into harm's way. Mom rushed to the hospital, frantic, as I was taken into treatment. Rosie cried uncontrollably beside me, and Mom looked at her with shock and anger. I was shocked. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Rosie's face went pale, and she started to plead with Mom to let her. Mom, seeing us embrace, sighed heavily and forgave Rosie.